and Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the PODCAST, tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they laying up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, you here with POT and Big E, them wrestling boys, and we back for another episode of Welcome to Wrasslin. What's going on, brother?
Well, you know, good, brother.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man, say, man. It's episode 80, and we back.
Yes, sir.
So let's go through them, because we got plenty. It's a lot of great 80s.
All right, I'm going to go through the local. We got Jason Thomas. Then we got Joe Finley. Shout out to Joe Finley.
Right. Hey, no. Hey, all right, I'm gonna go Bama with Eric Curry, one of the greatest defensive ends for that 92 national championship team.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We got plenty more. Let's hear them.
Well, I'm going to have to go with arguably. Well, a lot of people won't even argue about this one, but matter of opinion. But my GOAT wide receiver in NFL, Jerry Rice.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going to say Andre Bad Moon Rising.
Hey, that's another good one. That's another good one.
Yeah, Chris Carter from the Vikings.
All he do is catch touchdowns.
Right, arguably one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, Alvin Harper.
Great shit talker, too.
Yeah. Alvin Harper from the Cowboys. What a tandem that was.
Yeah,
with Harper on one side and Irvin on the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but you got any more 80s?
No, but you know, the 80s is going to be a big number for us, going forward. So, but that's about all I got with number 80.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What is Welcome to Wrasslin? It is episode 80, and we are going to talk and review Night of Champions. But before we get into all that, it is what they call what do they call it? About sports in the summer. There's nothing but baseball going on, and you know, a lot of people are fans of baseball. It's hard to watch baseball. But have you been watching any of the soccer that's going on?
The football. Yeah, the World Cup. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've been watching all of the games or the matches or whatever they want to call it. But I am paying attention to the bracket and what's going on as far as group play. I know they're about to start the knockout round next week. I know it's been big, very intriguing. And I know, of course, we live in the U.S. American football is the biggest sport here. I mean, of course, there's basketball, and again, you mentioned baseball, hockey, and others, golf, NASCAR driving, whatever, right? But football, American football is the biggest, in our country. But soccer or football, if you will, is the biggest sport around the world. So the World Cup comes every 4 years, and we know this is a huge deal, and it's in North America, and it's really been a thing. It's really been a thing. So I'm kind of excited to see what the United States going to do in the knockout round.
Okay. Absolutely, absolutely. What about the big three? You been watching any of the big three?
No, I was watching the BET Awards earlier, and Ice
Okay.
Cube mentioned that he was on there. He was talking about it. It's tomorrow night at 8 on BET. It's
Mhm.
going to premiere on BET. So,
Yeah.
um,
They're in week 2 already, and it's going to premiere on BET because it's
right.
usually on Fox Fox Sports South or whatever it is, or
Right.
but definitely week 1 had a lot of fireworks with Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard and Lance Stevens got into a fight last year, first game. Uh, this year it was Dwight Howard and Michael Beasley, and they both were ejected. And Lance ended up getting ejected again later on.
Was he blowing in somebody's ear like he did LeBron? You know.
Oh, it was way beyond that. It was very physical. Punches were thrown. Um, to me, I don't know if you got a lot of guys that those few guys that really think they can still play in the league
Yeah.
and are still doing that. Maybe they're frustrated. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I like the big three. I've watched it since it started. But it just a lot of them guys got a serious chip on their shoulder, especially the ones that played in the league. So yeah, man, if you're not checking out the big three, man, check it out. But
You know what? One thing I can say about the big three, and I love Ice Cube. I really love the fact that he gave retired players another platform opportunity to go out there and make a few more dollars, and just to go out there and play. Not saying that they're not playing in the local gyms or pro-am leagues or whatever they may be playing, but it gives them another platform to play and get more TV coverage. Because a lot of these guys are guys that we forgot about. Like, oh man, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, and a lot of these guys still can't play. Yes, 3-on-3 basketball, but
yeah,
it's really cool to
still out there
see.
hooping though. Yeah,
Yeah, it really is cool to see a flash from the past. And then some of the guys like retired not long ago. Like,
right. The White
so then you got
House. You got Derek Favors that's in there.
right,
Um, you know, of course, talk about Lance Stevens. Joe Johnson is a big part
right.
of it. I believe, is hurt and not playing this year.
Okay,
And you've had some guys in there. You've had Birdman, Chris Anderson played for a couple of years.
right.
White Chocolate Jason Williams was a part of the first year, and tore his ACL the first game. So,
Man, that's a bummer right there.
right. So, but
The
they're starting.
great, the great Deion Glover was out
Right.
there at one time.
Yeah. And
Shout out D, shout out Glove.
Ashley got a championship. At one point in time, he was in charge of the Big Three Combine when as far as bringing them in to do the tryouts and stuff. So, he's still active. But
Al
shout out to him.
Harrington.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Balling.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Shout out to the Big Three. And speaking of shout outs, man, let's shout out. We got to shout out Chatty Bobby. It's been a minute since we shot him out. Him and Squint 615 for making sure we got the greatest podcast theme and greatest intro video known to man. We ain't got the viewers yet, but we got the best shit. So
come on,
stay tuned. Come on. And speaking of shout outs, man, we got to shout out Max Clotfelter and his lady Kelly, man. They sent us a picture, real good. They watch, they listen and watch every week. Send us a picture with they bought some shirts. So man, we appreciate you guys, appreciate you watching, and definitely gonna have to have Max on, man, and talk some wrestling. So
absolutely,
and talk some old school Merritt High School days. But we appreciate you guys, and yeah, man, thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate you guys, love y'all. But yeah, man, it's Welcome to Wrestling. You want to talk about anything before we get into talking about Night of Champions?
Well, of course, we have merch. We just talked about it.
I mean, I'm tripping. We got merch, ladies and gentlemen.
I got your back, dog.
I
We got
appreciate it.
merch.
Hey, ProWrestlingTees.com/welcome to wrestling. We got 3 designs more coming. They're getting worked on as we speak. But got the logo. We got one with the podcast championship title with our logo on it. And for all you ladies out there, we got the shirt with the logo with us on it.
Hey, that's what should be flying off the shelves. I tell you.
Right. So,
Man.
if you ain't got a Welcome to Wrestling t-shirt, especially with them boys on there, what are you waiting on?
I can say one thing.
Yeah.
Buy the shirt.
Absolutely. But go ahead and plug. I know we got one more thing to plug, and I'm gonna let you take care of that one.
All right. Well, hey y'all, we have a web page. We are coming up in the world, man. We got merch. We got a website, and the website is www.welcometowrasslin.com. Again, that's www.welcome2wrestling.com. And I had to say, shout out to my son, Noah Atkins, who got the ball rolling with that. He had a class project in one of his college courses, web design. He made a website for us, totally his idea. He got it going. And then we have to shout out Daniel Benton, who also the logo guy. Mm-hmm. And Daniel helped finish the process with the website. So hey, we online now. We on the web. Go check out the website. Welcome to Wrasslin.
Absolutely. And again, shout out to Noah and Daniel Benton, the Ram Rocker, for making it happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Welcome to wrestling.com, man. Check us out. It'll keep you from having to search for us on YouTube, even though it ain't that hard. It'll bring up all the episodes, tell you our bios and everything you need to know about them wrestling boys. So, man, check us out. www.welcometowrasslin.com. So, yeah, man. Hey, man, we starting to get legit, dog. Too legit to quit.
Man. I know, man. I know.
Absolutely. But let's get into it. And for the reason why we're here, and that's to talk about a little wrestling, and we're going to review Night of Champions. And we'll kind of go in order, kind of a little bit, maybe be off a little bit. But let's just jump into it. Hardly anything we said last week, hardly anything happened. If that was a test, we failed.
Hey, if this was baseball, we'll be in a slump. God, bro, man.
Absolutely. But it's hit or miss, and we got great ideas, of course, that we think, and none of this shit is happening. So clearly, nobody's listening to us.
I mean, sliding in the dirt with 2 strikes, man. Dang.
Right. Chasing it.
Yeah, man.
Chasing it. Not even running it out. Not even running out a routine grounder. You know what I'm saying? We just walking around beat.
The whiff. Man.
Oh, man. But, yeah, let's get into a Night of Champions, man. Started out with Jey Uso and Obafemi. Of course, we really missed on that one. Obafemi wins. There was no shenanigans, no nothing. It was just straight Darula and Jey Uso, and it didn't work out that way. I want to say that there is times in wrestling when they do listen to the fans.
Right.
And it's clear that the fans did not want to see Jey Uso win that match.
Right.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with him going after getting another title shot. I still think he's over, one of the top guys in the company. But some people with the fans are crazy. They'll turn on you in a minute. They love the intro, and then it's like as soon as the intro was over, or the entrance, it's like they kind of start hating on him after that.
Right.
But Jey Uso has been walking around with a bad attitude lately and real aggressive. So I think it's all going to work out for the best for him and where they're going with him. I want to be honest with you. I don't think Obafemi gets a title shot at SummerSlam. I think he takes a different direction as far as still going after Brock Lesnar. That's just my opinion. I think there's some, you guys say, we ain't gonna talk about that yet. We gotta wait. But I just don't see it. I don't see it that soon, that quick. And I still think, it's 1-1 with him and Brock. You haven't heard from Brock Lesnar. Everybody thought they would have saw Brock Lesnar interfere and cost him the match. Didn't happen. And we'll find out tomorrow something. We'll hear from him tomorrow, but he is king of the ring. And the match was great, but the promo afterwards was even better. And, I'll let you get your 2 cents in on it, but, dude is not no slouch. And they're really gonna, I don't think you're gonna be able to treat him like the Big Show as far as him being so big, and really nobody's really supposed to be able to beat him, and you keep him out of the title picture like they did Big Show. They give Big Show a run here and there, but they mainly kept him out of the title picture.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the way they'll go with him, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it like that. Not with the way the fans are taking to him, and he's just he's good, bro. He's good all the way around. So tell me what you think.
Well, he's like a new Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, they're different as far as different kind of charisma. But as far as you mentioned, Big Show being this big giant, well, he's not. I mean, yeah, he's a huge human being,
right?
But he Brock Lesnar huge. We're still bigger than the average wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But you could put him in with somebody like a Drew McIntyre or even a Roman Reigns or Jacob Fatu. I mean, he's a little bigger than those guys, but they can match up with him. Even with the Jey Uso, it was like, okay, he was bigger than Jey, obviously, but I felt like the match that they had, it wasn't a long match, but I felt like they both delivered. Jey was aggressive. He got a lot of his stuff off. He took the fight to Oba.
Right.
It wasn't like it definitely wasn't a squash match. And people, when we're talking about, we didn't expect that outcome. And it's not because we felt like Oba was going to lose clean. We just felt like it was going to be shenanigans. Again, we know that this Brock Lesnar thing, like you mentioned, is still going to come to play. And we just didn't see that happen. We thought, what if it was a semifinal match against Dom? Or what if it was the finals versus Jey? We just thought that Brock Lesnar or even the Bloodline was going to interfere. And that what was shocking about it, that there was no shenanigans.
Right.
And he won. Now, the point that you made.
Real quick, just to piggyback, and I'll give it right back to you, but Jey Uso didn't show no kind of heel tendencies at all during the match.
Right.
So, but my bad for cutting you off this time. My bad.
Well, I'm glad you said that, though, because not to backtrack, but even Jey showed Javon Evans some love, too, after their match.
Right.
So he definitely straddling the fence with the heel baby face. But back to what you were saying earlier, you feel like Oba may go a different direction as far as not getting a title shot. Who knows? I still think he's going to get the title shot. We know Brock Lesnar's still going to come into play.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do what Bully Ray's been saying.
They'll do the double. Yeah.
Yeah, have the two match, which that would be crazy. Can you imagine that? Like Brock Lesnar one night, Roman Reigns the next night? That's like that'd be unheard of. I don't know if they would do that, but we definitely know that Brock Lesnar is going to come into play. He would have to. So I don't know. Saturday night's main event is coming up soon as well, 2 weeks before.
Mhm.
So I don't know if maybe he'll have the match with Brock then, but I just really think that with Minnesota being the location for SummerSlam,
Right.
I don't see Brock not being on the card there. So
Yeah.
so it should be very interesting, though. And that's, hey, I'm glad it wasn't predictable. I love the fact that our prediction was wrong
Right.
because a lot of the shenanigans, they love having shenanigans. And as you saw, that we was off because
Oh
we
yeah.
didn't get a whole lot of shenanigans.
At all. Yeah. At all.
Yeah.
You want one match really.
Right.
Oh, and we'll jump into that one right now. And that was the Queen of the Ring. No,
Right.
that was what to call it. No, not the Queen of the
Right.
Ring, but real quick about the Queen of the Ring. Io Sky went over, and she's already said she's going to challenge Leah for the title. You know, so that's already set in stone for SummerSlam. You know, I still don't get like why Liv was even in the thing to begin with. You know, and if that's the way they were going to go anyway, why couldn't you let somebody else get a little bit of shine while, you know, she's going to take on Liv anyway? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I and I know we talked about that last week, and I felt like there was other ways they could have got to that. And then, you got this thing with Danhausen, who's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Human monies and all this other stuff. Very nice, but very evil.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But we knew that when he cursed Liv, you knew what the outcome of the match. Yeah, you knew what the outcome of the match was going to be. And I just feel like there's other ways they could have got to that. And I mean, I know we're not booking, and there's plenty of women wrestlers I felt like, to your point, deserve that spot, that shine of being in the finals with Queen in the Ring tournament. Liv, you already wasn't using Liv. Hell, she could have sat out another couple more weeks, and then Io Sky wins, and she's like, "Hey, I'm going after Liv." I mean, I just felt, I don't know. Now the match itself wasn't a bad match. I do have something to be nitpicky about.
Okay.
They love going with injury. Io injured her knee. Liv did a great job going after the knee, half crab, and doing submissions, and Io sold it, with her, screaming, and she sold the injury. But here's my issue. There was one time near the end where she was selling the injury. She tried to do an Irish whip type move, and she collapsed because her knee was bothering her, right?
Yeah.
Great. I was like, yeah. But then at the very end, she did the Spanish fly.
Right. No problem.
And then she did the over the moonsault. And it's like,
no problem. Yeah.
I get that that's her finisher, but it's like, how can your knee was that damn hurt. You're not doing a damn Spanish fly, and you're probably not doing an over moonsault.
But if you do, take the time to get up there and at least sell the climb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She just popped right up and just boom, and then went and did the thing right after it, and boom. Yeah. I'm just like, thought her knee was hurt.
Sell the climb. You know what I'm saying? When you get up there, act like you're going to lose your balance, do the moonsault, and then sell it when you get done.
Right.
You hit it, you sell it. Because when you do the moonsault, what are you landing on after you land on her body? Your knees hit.
Your knees.
Yeah, so, yeah. But that's a whole episode of the lost art of selling. Because the selling don't stop.
Right.
That's what mainly tells the story. It ain't about the wins and the losses. It's the selling that sells it. Right. It tells the story. So, sell the climb, man. Sell the impact.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, another thing, like they've done back in the day that you would try to pull off a move and couldn't do it at first.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it'd be hard to do the Spanish fly up there and mess it up. You really can't mess that move up. If you mess that move up, one of y'all will get hurt.
Yeah, because it definitely take both of them to. I mean, with a lot of the moves, but especially the Spanish fly,
Yeah,
like
that's
that's
got to
not
be
one person
simultaneous.
doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And you can't do that move with everybody.
No, you can't.
And that shows you how good Liv is too.
Right.
Yeah. So, but hopefully they'll you know, I just wish, you know, you might have a Michael Hayes that's watching. I know he only does the main event stuff, but you know, if we notice it, you know, they got to be seeing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, polish it up. Polish it up. Another match we got wrong. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And I was worried when Seth won. The only reason that Seth should have won that match last night is if he's going after Roman Reigns for the title. That'd be the only reason. But then Oba would have to go against the champion on SmackDown. You see what I'm saying? So, and it just would make sense that he would pick Roman Reigns. So I don't know. I think the loss hurt Braun Breaker more than it helped him in my eyes.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have lost that match. If you're still believing in him, Seth Rollins doesn't have to win those. Braun Breaker does. Michael Cole said it 30 times last night. Both of them were undefeated in cage matches. And clearly Seth has had more. So, you know, it wasn't going to hurt to him to lose. So to me, either they're looking at Braun Breaker kind of different, or they're about to finally do the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and start that up.
Well, great point. First of all, I want to address the Seth potential matchup with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Seth said in the post show, they asked him about that, what's next, and he said Roman, but he said that there's a wedge, and he mentioned Oba winning the King of the Ring, and he mentioned that could complicate things. So he made it seem like he's gonna base his decision off of Oba. It's almost like he's saying whoever Oba picked, he's going at the other one.
Right.
But I think that again, we don't know how this is gonna play out because we know Brock Lesnar gonna come into play. So maybe what you said about Oba could be true. But
it also could be true about the double duty. They might do something like that.
Which I maybe that's the direction they go. I personally think Oba's gonna get the title shot, but where is Seth gonna land in this?
Right.
You know, that's gonna be very intriguing. But I am glad that he's finally getting past the division. Now, as far as the cage match itself, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, I talked about cage matches, how kind of lukewarm, right? We'd rather see a Hell in a Cell.
Right.
People are like, well, what's the difference? I mean, it's a lot different between a Hell in a Cell and a cage match because Hell in a Cell is almost like a regular match, just with a cage surrounded by that room to do stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Cage, everything they're confined in the cage, and because we talked about how we don't like the escapability, which they played on that. Because you remember at one time in the match, Braun was about to escape the cage, and then Seth grabbed him like, "Hey, what are you doing? Be a man."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said, "Let's fight this out. Be a man." You know, which I loved every minute of it. But you know, even when they did the entrances and Seth, he grabbed the weapons and threw all the weapons in the ring, and then Braun came out, did the same thing. So I'm just kind of like, So this is gonna be like just a big gimmick, you know. But man, they hit everything. Like they, you got Braun that end up bleeding, right? He ended up getting color. They had great superplex off the top of the cage. I mean, spears and curb stomps and pedigrees and uh, getting thrown against the cage. And I mean, they left everything out there, man. It was a great. I'm not gonna lie, man. That match, that cage match, is one of the best cage matches that I've seen in the past few years that I can
Yeah.
remember. It's not
Yeah.
like I remember every cage match, but this one's gonna stand out for a long time for me. And yeah, we both Seth's my guy, and we
Yeah.
both love Braun Breaker. We both agreed we felt like Braun should win the cage match, but we also were thinking he was going to probably not win clean if he was to win. Where if Bronson Reed returns, or remember we had the bad prediction about the Street Profits and
Yeah.
all of this and that. So we was thinking that it was going to be shenanigans, which we did get shenanigans,
Mhm.
you know. But I'm not mad about Seth winning. I am concerned about the direction they're going to go with Braun Breaker, but the way they did it though, it was like they fought to the death, man. Even
Yeah.
all the way at the
He
end.
was he was bleeding real bad, and it. I think the superplex through the table, and then the curb stop off the top rope. First of all, he nailed him, but that kind of shows you like Braun Breaker still had fight in him no matter what, and
Right.
you really had to go to the depths of hell to beat him. You had to go. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
hopefully that doesn't mean they're going to cool off on him.
Right.
Is
Right.
what I'm trying to say. But as far as cage matches, they beat the shit out of each other. It was real good, and it's not much more you could really say about it. I mean, like you said, it's going to be one you'll remember for a while.
Right.
But it does bring up the question that hopefully the way we're looking at it, they're not going to cool down on Braun Breaker. He's still going to lead the division and eventually get everybody back or whatever. I don't know. We'll find out, but you hope that they're not cooling down on him. That's just the hope that we have.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk Trick Williams, Ricky Saints, or Starks or Saints. I'm gonna tell you this. They got history they had history in NXT. The people's elbow at the end, I guess that was payback for him punching Lil Yachty. It was stupid. But I guess it was payback from SmackDown. I think we both knew we did get this one right, that Trick Williams wasn't going to win. And I don't think that Ricky Saints has to win. I think the win was being on the PLE with only 5 matches on the card and this early and being on the main roster. I think that's the win for him. And I don't know if the rivalry's over, if they'll keep going, but I think they see big things in him, and we'll see where it goes from now. But I think that was a huge win for him, for them to bring him up like that.
Absolutely. Plus Trick's hot right now.
Yeah.
With the entrance and with the crowd reaction, with his lemon pepper steppers. The Lil Yachty thing's getting on my nerves, but it is what it is. But we knew that Trick wasn't going to lose anytime soon. And so that definitely kind of that was what we expected, the way that match, the outcome of that match. The match itself wasn't bad. Ricky, he can go.
Yeah.
He can go.
Yeah.
And
that's what that's well noted. That's the least of his worries.
Right.
He can go with Mike too. It's just about making an impact for him.
Right. And like you said, being on because now with these 5 and 6 match most of the PLEs are 5 matches, like you said, but this one was 6.
6,
but,
yeah.
But that's still not many superstars getting showcased on PLE. And like you said,
12-man tag or nothing like that.
Right.
It was a one-on-one match for the U.S.
title. Right.
So that's a win. That's a win for him.
That most definitely. I will tell you something that was funny though. He did the Eddie Guerrero when when he grabbed the kendo stick and he hit the steps and then he fell down like and Yachty was stuck with like with the evidence.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. I will be nitpicky though. But okay, so it's a regular match though, right?
right.
So wouldn't you, if you the referee, that should have been disqualification.
Or at least for Yachty to be kicked out of the match.
Yeah, now granted, he
But that,
he didn't see it happen, but you still kick Yachty out of the match. You know what I mean? So
right, you're gone. Yeah,
yeah. So if he was to really hit that dude with a candlestick and knocked him to the ground,
yeah.
that's disqualification.
Yeah, but it's also 2026. Like, you're not supposed to hit him 10 times in the corner.
Right.
It's a 5 count when you're on the ropes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they never abided by that rule though. Even
Well, they
back,
don't abide by any rules unless it's part of the story.
Yeah. I mean, back when
like,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan days, you know what I mean? He got the 10 count and do a whole and hit him 5 more times. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
but you're right though.
But you might have Sting who hit him 10 times and then bite him. And Sting would do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I used to dig that. Even like Hogan, they had them little hill. Hogan was that back rake.
Yeah, that was scratching your back like
Yeah. That's not a baby face move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just like I said, they've had a couple matches. Ain't none of them been bangers, but they all been entertaining.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So shout out to Trick Williams for pulling out the win and for Ricky Saints making it on the card.
And congratulations to Trick as well for his marriage with Lash Legend. Because they got married last Saturday in Jamaica. So again, congratulations to them on their marriage.
Their union.
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, every time I hear a man got married, it just lets me know that there was nobody to talk sense into him.
Hey, be like, was that old school when Vince Vaughn?
You got one vagina for the rest of your life, Frank. Wait to think it through. He was like, "Oh, you're still single. She's 30 feet away. You're still single." Then he's talking about, look at my wife. She's judging. Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Like earmuffs.
Right. Hey, you talk about a classic. Old school.
Hey, I love that movie, man.
Frank the Tank. Man, when they was
don't get me started with that movie, man, because we'll be here all night.
He said everybody's doing it, and there wasn't nobody around.
When he was streaking.
Right. You think KFC still open?
Hey, when he got in the car though with his wife and a friend, man, he put his butt all up in the car.
And then Frank ended up being the man at the end of the movie.
Right. Man. Oh man.
Hey, check out Old School.
Blue, you my boy.
You're my boy, Blue. He said, "Oh, he's legit." Oh man. Hey, Tiffany Stratton and Jade. I don't think there was a bad match on the card. I don't see if you were giving out grades, there would have been any D's or F's. But I think if there was a C match, it probably was this one. I did like the end. The one match that did have shenanigans, they saved them all for this one.
Right.
And you really set up Charlotte and Jade. Right. Tiffy was able to keep her title. Charlotte went across their head, costed her the match. So I'm sure they'll be going after each other. That'll be something good to see. And if Jade can perform well with Rhea, Imagine what her and Charlotte's match is gonna look like. You know, so and shout out to Jade for she must be doing something right because she just did, get to work with Rhea. Now she's getting to work with, they're putting her up with the best.
Right.
So shout out to her, man. And the wig stayed on. So we're good to go.
Yeah. Plus, Chelsea Green, she went to the ring and they furthered that with Tiffany. And that we was right about that one. Because I didn't feel like Jade was gonna win that title because she don't really need it.
Right.
So
the reason she would need that is so she could say I'm a Grand Slam champion when she becomes, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Right. But which that's one of the new titles, the women's IC and the women's US title. So it's rare that Becky Lynch had her run over there, which I think added prestige to the women's IC title.
You gotta build it up. Yeah.
Right. And the women's US title, that was the one that they kind of forgot about. Matter of fact, that was the first time that title has been the title has been defended on a PLE.
Wow. You gotta build the title up, you know what I'm saying? To get, like you say, to give her prestige. You couldn't have the Italian Stallion being the TV champion back in the NWA. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Italian Stallion. That's a good one. That's a good one. Or Tim Horner or somebody like that, right?
Yeah. Now he might have would have got it for about a week or two, and then totally might have got it back from him.
Yeah.
But he was almost like a Brad Armstrong, but wasn't as good as Brad Armstrong.
There you go.
But they had that tag team together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. Shout out to Brad Armstrong, man. R.I.P. Brad Armstrong, one of the greatest in-ring performers way back when that just never really took off and should have. So, yeah. We're going to have to do an Armstrong episode.
That would be interesting.
And talk about them all. About, and Scott, Steve, and, the dad, Brad, Brian.
Bob.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to put that in. That's definitely got to go in. Hey man, let's talk about the main event. I'm gonna play a little clip from last week's show real quick. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Since we need to get some love around here, since we've been doing so bad about our picks. It just makes sense for it to be so. Fuck it. I'm going with Sammy to get the ultimate upset and become the new WWE champion. For like a week. So not to toot my own horn, but toot. Hey man, I just had to throw that in there. But
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Hey man, shout out to Sami Zayn, man, the new WWE heavyweight champion. Well deserved.
Yes.
I don't know how long he's going to have it. I'm sure it's not going to be long. But Karrion Kross, who's now Killer Kross, was doing a Q&A yesterday at some kind of convention and stuff. And they were doing it during the match. And one of the fans got up and the next question was, what do you think about Sami Zayn just winning the title? And he just stood up, man, started walking around with his hands in the air, just excited for him. And they showed so many people putting out texts and stuff, and like Kevin Owens, and people just, he deserves it, man. He really, really deserves it. You gotta reward a guy like that, and whether he has a long title reign, whether it's he loses it next week, he goes down in the record books, man, as one of the world champions at WWE. And that ain't bad company at all.
And it's the WWE championship.
not the
So
world title they came
it's
up
not like the
with.
world title or the universal title. Like this goes with the lineage all the way back to Bruno
Bruno.
San Martino and Hogan and Buddy Rogers and that title. Like they're so and I know they count all the world titles, as far as their world heavyweight championship or when they had the big gold belt,
Right.
and I know, all those are world titles. When they count the world titles, what if it's Edge having 11 of them or whatever. Cena never seen 17. They count
Right.
all those combined. But
Right. But
this is
holding
the
that
WWE.
WWE title is different. That's like holding the winged eagle. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I definitely get what you're saying. So shout out to Sami Zayn, man. I can't even imagine what he's going through right now. I loved how he got the pin on Cody, and it helped Gunther,
Right.
by not getting the pin. I don't know where Gunther goes from here.
Well, he had a run in with Nick Aldis,
Yeah, but
which
we've been
it got physical.
but we've been seeing that stuff with Adam Pearce and Nick for a minute. But I tell you what, that's one of those things I get excited about, stuff that might happen about that for all the fans who don't even know who Nick Aldis really is.
Right.
And doesn't know what kind of worker he was.
Right.
I mean, the man killed it at TNA, the Indies. He's doing that thing where he's the one that brought the NWA World Championship back.
Right. Matter of fact, that's who Cody defeated.
That's who Cody beat
yeah.
At All In.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, what did you think about the match? I definitely thought the double crossroads was cool.
That match was phenomenal. You get these triple threat matches, man, and I mean they're always intriguing, but a lot of them predictable. A lot of times is one of the wrestlers get taken out, so it's like 1-on-1 for a while, and then the wrestler who's been laying there for 5 to 10 minutes come out of nowhere and break up a near fall. Yeah, which it still was a little of that, but they did there was a lot of the three of them fighting. Like, boom, boom, I'm doing this, and boom, okay, I'm over here doing that, boom, then he come back. Like if you can have like pop in a tape, I think of Corey Graves when he said that one match at that AAA event where he said they not gonna pop this in at the Performance Center, Well, This one, if they would have a proper triple threat match, this was the blueprint. This was the blueprint. And I tell you what, just we always talk about Sammy. Sammy just he can have a great match with anybody. Like Cody and Gunther, these three, they went out there and they showed out.
Yeah.
They went out there, showed out.
Match of the night by far.
Right.
And there was no interference. Of course, you really wouldn't have had nobody to interfere, really.
Right.
But like I say, Gunther didn't get pinned. Cody did. Reminded me of 1990 Flair and Sting when Flair goes for the figure four and Sting rolls him up.
Right.
Same kind of finish here. Going for the crossroads and falls down, rolls him up, got the 3 count. And next thing
Great American Bash.
Yeah, 1990.
That's a great point. There's 2 things that happened in that match that really because I was on the edge of my seat. And of course, there was no way I thought Sammy was gonna win, right?
Right.
Now Cody had a near fall and Sammy pulled out the referee on a 3 count. But then later on in the match, Cody got him back where Sammy hit a haluva kick on Gunther and 1, 2, boom, Cody pulled out the
Right.
referee, and that look Sammy gave him was like, "You motherfucker," I was there. I was this
Right.
close. I was this close. And Gunther took a lot of he took a lot of finishers, and they kicked his ass, but he got his in too. With the sleepers that he put it on both of them. I just felt like the way they choreographed this match was just amazing. But to your point, even with the roll up, he countered the crossroads.
Right.
And he pinned Cody, which it wasn't like the champion did get pinned. No, he pinned the champion. That's what made it even more special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, well deserved, man. I felt that was a chef's kiss. Man, congrats, Sami Zayn. Now, again, where they go from here, yeah, I don't see him having a long title reign. Where they go at SummerSlam, is it going to be a rematch with Cody? Is it going to be a match with Gunther? Is Oba going? I don't see the Oba thing, but who knows? Anything can happen, man.
They got some explaining to do. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We definitely got some explaining to do.
Right.
So. Right. Yeah. But we do got Saturday night's main event coming up. We do got SummerSlam coming. And then we'll be on the road to Royal Rumble. And then we'll be on the road to WrestleMania and do it all over again.
All over again.
Yeah, man. And it's coming. And SummerSlam's 2 nights, man. I'm excited about that. Yeah, so we'll be, of course, we'll be giving our predictions and talk about them and try to get some topics in and always got guests in mind and coming up with those things. And guys, just know this: we working. We are working. And it is Welcome to Wrasslin. Man, this might be the shortest episode we did in weeks, months.
Yeah, man.
So we apologize for all you viewers out there that we had to cut it short, but hey, man, that's how it goes over here, man. Unpredictable as always. But yeah, bro, unless you got anything to add, man, you know what time it is. It's Welcome to Wrasslin. And guys, again, don't forget, we got merch. Check out the website. Hit us up on the Gmail, w2wrasslin@gmail.com. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, interact with us, talk to us. Again, we appreciate everything y'all do for us. Yeah, man, keep tuning in because we're going to keep banging them out like always. But again, hey, man, welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin.
Welcome to Wrasslin, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the PODCAST, tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Had y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.